tons of things to this car. We're going to be changing the wheels. We're going to put all new parts in the car that are performance parts. We're going to be painting it red. And right now the engine is completely fine, but we're going to make it even faster. So first we're going to do a dyno on it. So we're going to move the car to the dyno. And the dyno is right over here. This is part of the new update. Let's come in here. Let's do the dyno. Okay, let's see what we're getting. Okay. So this is what the factory power is. We got much less than that. That may be because of a exhaust issue or something like that, or maybe it's because of the tires. But we are going to be changing all of this. So currently we have 2.49 for it. Now let's just run the dyno again to be sure. Okay, so all the tests got the same. So we're going to move in this car to the lifter. Now that it's on the lifter, we're going to close that door. Now we're going to start modifying the crap out of it. Take the exhaust system off. Fuel pump. Let's put the new fuel pump in. Take all of this out. We're gonna need to take it off anyway, so might as well just do it now. Let's take the oil filter off. Now we are going to be taking almost like this whole engine. Well, we are taking the whole engine out except for the block. We'll take this off. Now and then since I don't have to put this whole thing back together, I'm just going to take the air filter off and put the new one in. The new one in. The new cover put the cover on, put the clips on. There's the last clip for it. Now let's go back and unmounting. Get the fuel rails. Take that fuel rail off. Take the throttle off. We're gonna continue taking this stuff off. Ignition coil. The engine cover. Spark plug. Get the manifold. Because we're going to be stripping this engine down to the bare bones. Get this idler off. We're going to get that belt. The water pump pulley. Belt tensioner. Supercharger serpentine belt. Our steering pump, crankshaft pulley, idler, more idlers, alternator. And that one. Now let's take this supercharger off. Take supercharger exhaust manifold off. Now let's take these off. Now I'll take this cover off. Now we're going to take the spark plugs out of this side. Fuel filter. Now we can start taking the rest of the engine out by pulling that timing cover off. Timing belt. Cam gear, camshaft, engine head. Cam gear, camshaft. There we go, got that. Now I need to get to the pistons. So that means we're going to lift it up. And then probably going to want to drain the oil. This is a all-wheel drive car too. Let's get this thing to drain the oil. Use it. Now let's place back the equipment. Take the oil pan off. Boom, got it off. Zoom in on all this. The rod caps off because this is what makes us get to the engine. So basically we're taking everything out of the engine except for the engine block. Another crankshaft bearing cap. Rod cap. Okay, we're good with it. Now I'll start taking this off. Starter. And what's in my way? Okay, yeah. It's kind of glitchy, but let's take the drive shaft off. Because in real life this car is supercharged. So I added the supercharger in through the game editor. So now I have to take the gearbox off. Clutch release bearing, clutch pressure plate. Clutch plate, flywheel. And now we can take the pistons out. Okay. I'm out of the way of it. Now let's take the pistons out. Four on each side. All these pistons have a modified version of them I bought. Okay, we got that. Okay, we got all that out. And now we're gonna start putting the new ones in. These new ones are black. Okay, got one in. I'm gonna do this other side. And the last one. The engine head on. This one has a cool design, because money. Exhaust manifold. Got this performance one in chrome. The radiator I accidentally took off so I would have more room. Radiator back on. Alternator, put the new shiny one on. Engine head. Okay, that's on. Put the new camshafts in. Supercharger, didn't have anything fancy about it. Any fancy version of it. Oh, wait. For some reason it put... Okay. There we go. Now let's put the camshaft over here. I'm going to start putting spark plugs. Spark plugs have a minimal difference, but still a difference. Now what I'm really thinking is going to happen is, so the throttle may have been restricting some airflow. Also, the exhaust was probably very restrictive. Let's put these spark plugs on. And the last spark plug. Exhaust manifold, this isn't in any real particular order, just what goes on. Okay, exhaust manifold is on. Other timing belt, timing cover. Okay, got the timing cover on. Put the engine head cover on. We can put the ignition coils on it. These have a tiny bit of difference. And there's that one. Coils cover. Throttle. Okay, got the throttle on. Okay, over here. Let's put the ignition coils in on this side. Got all those. Coils cover. Put the idlers in and belts and all that jazz. Okay. So now we're just working with the timing and that sort of thing. Water pumps, all that stuff. Pulleys. Like everything down here is just a pulley. Supercharger serpentine belt. Idler B. Another serpentine belt. Idler A. Belt tensioner. Let's see. Can't see anything right there. Anything else to put on right there. Now we're gonna get to the bottom of the car. Now let's put all these back in. All the rod caps. All the crankshaft bearing caps. I will put the oil filter in when I'm done with this. Put this one in. I feel like the rod caps are very tedious when it comes to them, but still. After we put this one in, we can put the oil pan in. There's that one. Oil filter. Flywheel. This has that stuff. Another one. This one increases horsepower a bit. Clutch release bearing. Gearbox. There goes the gearbox. Put the front exhaust section on. These don't have any fancy things to them. Put the starter on. Does not increase horsepower. Catalytic converter. Metal muffler. Exhaust pipe B. Let's put in the drive shaft. Okay, got that. Now, I will see if this thing makes any difference of power with new wheels on it. I will check that out. So it looks like we put everything new on. Now let's fill it up with oil. And it should be done about now. Okay. Close the hood. Move it over to the dyno. I'm gonna see what type of horsepower it makes. Let's do the dyno test. Let's see what it's gonna make. This seems higher. That is definitely higher. That is definitely higher. Now let's put some better wheels on it. It's supposed to have slicks. Put the new one on. Classic star pattern. Paint it. Thing looks 10 times as good. Let's take it out on the track. But first I want to see if it sounds any different. That's definitely louder. So first off, let's just go to the abandoned airport. Let's see what type of speed we get in this. Let's see. $240, $250, 300 kilometers an hour. Yeah, it tops out at 315 kilometers an hour. This thing is really fast, but it still has decent handling. Let's see if it... we got to 320. Okay, then. Well, hopefully you like this episode, and goodbye.